What's good, everybody? Corbino here, and this is the first in many local comic book reviews. What do you call those? Because I was thinking about it the other day. Like, yes, the comic I'm reviewing right now is a local comic book publisher and writer and artist, but like I also have a lot of small-time comic books that, like, if I lived in Pittsburgh, it'd be local. But because I don't, it's not local. So what do you call that? Just, did they fall into the indie category? I don't know. Either way, I am reviewing small-time comic book publishers, writers, artists, whatever. I'm reviewing their comics. I have a full small box in the back of these comics that I've picked up since my first Comic-Con back in 2012. Was that one? 2012, River City? 2011? Maybe 2011. I think 2011. Either way, since my very first Comic-Con. And normally I try to pick up at least one local, original comic book just to support people and check out new things at every con I go to. And this one we're reviewing is one of the first two local comic books I've ever read. It's called Support Group. The other one is Short Pants Romance, which I will get to. I'm hoping to have one of these out every month, maybe twice a month, but I don't know. Probably just once a month to let them go longer, because I'd say I have a little over a year's worth if I do once a month of comic book series and single issues. Anyways, this is Support Group. Not gonna lie, probably my favorite out of the local comics I got in the back. Now since I'm rereading them all, I may rank them later on. But yeah, right now this is probably one of my favorites. I've known the guys since my first con. Yeah, so it's what it sounds like, support group. It's a support group for superheroes. And these people don't really have the best, luck at being superheroes, so that's why they're here. They got crappy powers, or, they don't get to be heroes anymore, or they don't even know how to be a hero, or maybe they don't even want to be a hero. And also, just sort of before I forget to say this, I think this could be a really funny, like Adult Swim 11-minute show, cartoon style. I would be down for live action, but I think it would be fun for cartoon style. Anyways, I'm going to sort of go over the characters here. I guess I want multiple issues to go over. What we have here is they have 3 issues of the series, and they have 3 issues in color, which, a lot of local people, like smaller comic book people, will publish in black and white, which is what these 3 issues are here, because that's what they can afford for the time. And when they get, when they can see that people are reading it and whatnot, they reprint it in color, which I love. I have all the color and all of the black and white. Now this one was actually, like, smaller the first time I got it, and I let Andrew borrow it back, like, freshman year of high school, along with some others, and he lost it. Still a little bitter, Andrew, but it's right, because I got these ones. But yeah, it was a little half size, and it didn't have Space Hercules here. It just had the other characters. And it was just half the story, just to sort of get it out there and test it. And then they re-released the first issue. Now, the characters we got lots of characters here. We got Space Hercules. We got Sitting Duck, my favorite. We got Wonder Wolf. We got Dispatcher. We got, I always forget her name. It's probably because she's probably one of my least favorite characters. Liberty Ann, or Ann Liberty or something. Her parents are former superheroes. We got Dr. Monolith. We got Sister Christian. I love that. Freaking, what are the Dynamos are back here on this page here. These are the Dynamos with a little bit over here. That's another superhero team out there. And then this guy came in issue 2, but he doesn't, what is his name? Why can't I think of it? And he fights the Narwhal. I just reread this and I already forgot his name. Crap. Greg. Is that his name? Is it Greg? I don't know. Hopefully it's Greg. You can go online, which I'll put down below. I think it's just supportgroup.com. Could be wrong. And you can read each mini issue. It's just a webcomic. And they have it available on other things. I'll put links down below. But yeah, it is a fun little read. You know, it's not like you gotta... It's got an overarching story, but also not. They got a lot of cool characters. Space Hercules is the son of Hercules, and the son of this alien lady. I don't remember her name, but that's not too important. What's important is he's a badass, but like he doesn't want to be. You know, he's very against violence. And then there's Wonder Wolf, who's a werewolf, but that means he can only be a werewolf 3 nights out of the month. Which also I didn't even know. I don't know when full moons are, so that's kind of funny that I learned that. But yeah, so this guy wants to be a superhero. He used to be part of the Dynamos, and now the Dynamos are sort of like, dude, we don't even need you because you're never actually being a superhero. So yeah, he wants to be a superhero, but he can't. We got Sister Christian, who used to have the ability to heal people, but doesn't anymore. Greg, this guy who is supposed to be the protector of Atlantis, but he doesn't know how to get to Atlantis. Dr. Monolith has this dope suit, but doesn't know how to get into it. Sitting Duck, rereading it, I now realize he legit has powers. I didn't remember him having powers. He has the power to, like, track other people's emotions. I don't... Like, if I'm getting beat up by some mugger, if he appears, the mugger will now be attracted to him so that I can get away and get to safety. Which is it's a pretty cool character, power. But yeah, so that, what do we got? Dispatcher has all the information of, like, the police department or whatever, but he can't update it. And he does have a lot of information. Like, he sees, you know, license plate, he knows what that license, who it belongs to, all of his information. And then this girl, I told you I forgot her name. I think it's like Liberty Ann or something. She just got cool gadgets that her parents had. She's in charge of the support group. There's a lot of fun background characters. You got the Narwhal as a villain. A lot of other, you know, stories and whatnot. It's very fun. There really is, like, we got Greg going to Atlantis, and it's like, yo, is he going to be okay? Are we going to check back in there? Wonder Wolf is now going to space with Space Hercules' dad. It's a very fun series. Very fun. This guy at one of the Comic Cons a couple years back cosplayed as Sitting Duck. If I can find the picture, I'll put it up here somewhere. That was really cool. They actually, back when I first started getting into graphic design, their comic was actually one of the first comics I ever, like, you know, it was one of the first pieces I did using Photoshop and the computer and whatnot before I really got into it. And I made, like, a collage of all their characters. And they said it was their first fan art, too, so that was cool. Also, they have a lot of artists, I've noticed, do these little cards. Like, they'll draw a character on it and put it in a little sleeve for you. You take it home. I bought a few of their characters off them the first couple years that I was going to cons. And, you know, to them, I'm just some random guy every year. They're not remembering me. One year I come up, because I want to collect all the characters on cards, I asked, can you guys draw me Sitting Duck? He's my favorite. And that really stuck with them. Now they know me very well. And they, in the 3rd issue, which I'll pop that up here somewhere too, there's a new newscaster, and they gave his last name's Corbin for me. His name's Leo Corbin. I loved that. That was awesome. To be in a comic kind of like that. That was awesome. I remember the next year or whatever I came and they're like, hey, your name's Corbin, right? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, let us show you something. And they showed me the, like, blank pages, like they hadn't finished issue 3, but they're like, yo, we named this newscaster after you. And I was like, that's awesome. If you're in the Mid-Ohio Valley area, they go to a lot of cons around here. Definitely recommend going and checking them out, picking up a few issues. You might be able to order them online. I don't know, because I've only gotten them in person. But, you know, I'll put stuff down below. Oh, they actually ordered off me, at the time of this recording, probably like half a year ago, a bulk set of buttons from Zero Creations, which, if you don't know, free plug. You can email us, text us, whatever, and we can do custom buttons. Whatever you need. Hit us up, let us know. Anyways, shameless plug done. They ordered some, got all their characters done. I mean, we got to see them, which is awesome, but I can't wait to see them live at a con, and now with everything going on, cons have been canceled. and depending on when this is up, I'm talking about the coronavirus, so who knows when they'll be able to debut them. But I am excited for it either way. I think even small-time comic books, you should invest a little bit of money into getting merch. I think, at least for me, that makes me want to buy your stuff more. It just makes me like your comics and your characters more now that I get to have merch of them, you know? Anyways, yeah, there's not, like, a full story I can really, you know, review for you, but, like, there's just a bunch of small little stories. The first 2 issues are really just, like, learning everybody's backstory, and you get a couple little villains and action here and there, but it's funny, it's fun. The characters are just really cool, really original. I think their characters are very original. Like, I'm not even, like, I mean, obviously there's characters out there with gadgets. Dr. Monolith, there's characters out there with, you know, suits of armor, but, like, hers is because she's an archaeologist. She found it, but also she can't even use it, you know? And yeah, there's Namor and Aquaman, but, like, it's just, they got really original characters, and I truly, truly, truly recommend it. I hope you guys check it out. I hope this review sort of, you know, gave you guys an idea, because, you know, there's not a full arcing story, so I can't fully describe everything to you, but it's really funny, real fun. The characters are great, and I know I've probably said all this 1,000 times, but it's really fun. And also, one more thing, each colored issue gets a homage to a famous poster or something. This is Nick Fury and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know what issue cover it was, but you guys probably know that a little bit if you check it out. And then here we got the Jaws cover. And then this one, I recognize, I feel like it's something from DC, maybe the JSA, Justice League. But I could be wrong, but I don't remember what this is from. So let me know down below what this is from, please. And let me know, guys, do you know what support group is? Or maybe you guys will give it a chance. And if you do, come back, let me know if you gave it a chance. Because you need to. More people need to know about local comic book creators. They got a lot of great ones out there, and I highly recommend these guys. Nathan and Evan are just great guys, and I highly recommend it. I mean, just, yeah, check them out, guys. And, oh, one more thing before we go. In the back of each issue, they actually have, like, little mini stories. They have one called Leftovers. Love it. Love it. I honestly wish there was more to it. And then the second issue, there's the Chupacabra background story, just random little side stories, just for the hell of it. That one's pretty good. The third one, I'm trying to think, what was that one? I'm pretty sure I didn't really love the third issue's background story, but I loved Leftovers, and the Chupacabra one was pretty good too. And then they also have funny little jokes and stuff in the back. I'm going to go ahead and tell you one of them. I love it in the first issue, I think. It's talking about, they're like, hey, I saw that, Lawrence Fishburne's going to be playing Perry White in Man of Steel. And they're like, man, yeah, it really shows that race doesn't matter. You can make any character. We got Michael Clark Duncan, is that his name? Is Kingpin. We got Sam Jackson is Nick Fury. We got Idris Elba as Heimdall. It really doesn't matter, you know? You can have blacks be whites and whites be black. And I was like, yeah, that's what I try to tell people all the time. A lot of people can't agree with it. And then it says Nicolas Cage coming this summer or something. Or coming this sweet Christmas. Nicolas Cage is Luke Cage. And I'm like, shut up. And they were like, yeah, maybe not every time. And I'm like, yeah, no, that would not work. But yes, it's just, they're great guys. Funny content. Highly recommend it. And until next time, support a local comic book.